If you're one of the many, many people who struggle with, hey, what do I write content about without giving away everything that I am going to sell? Well, how about if I show you, number one, a great idea. Number two, show you how to figure out how to do that idea. And then number three, show you some tips on how to do it faster, easier, cheaper, better, etc. Okay, so here we go. Here's the idea. First off, let me show you some results for that idea. All right. So this is a tool called Ahrefs. We pronounce it Ahrefs in the industry. This is just a tool that shows us, hey, how much traffic do they think is being gained by something? And so I put in this phrase, this page, ahrefs.com/SEO/glossary. And I said, okay, I want everything below that. In other words, I want to know SEO glossary /keyword ranking, SEO glossary /backlinks /off pages SEO. I'll show you all that in just a second. But here's what it does. It calculates that this site is getting about 23,000 visitors a month. Okay. All right. So would you be interested in producing a series of pages? This has got about 140 pages. Let's see how many they got. They got 136 pages on this particular portion of the site that are totaling 23,000 pages per month. Interested? Want to know what kind of site this is? Well, I've given you some hints already. It's a glossary site. So all they did is they went and they took every important SEO term and put it into a glossary. So here's the way it works. 301 redirect. They have one sentence description of that. And then when you click it, it takes you to a page. It says, hey, what is a 301 redirect? Why are they important? How to implement them, how to fix. In other words, they build a page for each that describes each one of these pages. And by the way, you can see that you can page through it. So we can go look at what a 302 redirect is, but that's not what I want to do. I want to show you this. Let's just scroll down. Let's look at, all right, let's look at breadcrumb navigation. So oftentimes when you do a website, at the top you'll have your site name, and then beside that you'll have like the subdirectory, the article name. And so that's called breadcrumb because somebody can go back and click the one before it. So let's go look at what breadcrumb navigation is. Okay, here it is. Here's an example of it. Go down, why is it important? By the way, notice this. What is... Why is that important? How to implement. There you go. A very simple article. What is it? Why is it important? How to implement. And then best practices here too. Okay. Very, very, very simple to create. All right. So let's talk about how you could do this for your particular website. So let's just imagine that you are in the meditation space. All right. So let's start by going to our trusty friend Google, and I put in meditation glossary. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a list of words that people need to have defined in the world of meditation. Now, you're already an expert in the world of meditation, so you should probably sit down with a piece of paper and just start writing all the different terms that you can think of. And as you do that, what it's going to do is going to give you a whole bunch of things to get defined. But here I have, I don't know, 8, 10. And so let's just go to this glossary of yoga and meditation terms. So I come in here and they've got all these terms here that are defined. This is great. But notice something. They only have this one page. I can't click on any of these to get more information about what it is, why it's important, how to implement it in their life. All I get is AGNI, however you pronounce it. This is this, and it describes it there. So they're losing out on all the advantages of getting those other pages that describe it that are linked to from that. Let's just go on to this one, a handy guide to 24 common meditation terms. Click on that. Let's just see. Okay. All right. So I've got llama, title for Again, not linked. So there are like 5 or 6 of these that are linked. Everything else is not linked. They're not getting those 23,000 visitors a month coming to find out more about what a Dharma is, or what enlightenment is, or whatever it is. They're missing out on all that. But let me just point something out here. You can sit down and do this page right here, and then over time, add the other pages. Okay, so you can sit down and in an afternoon, kick out all these. And so that seems to be what they've done here. So they've got a page for chakra. So I can go click that, and it's going to take me probably off to an old article that they've written. Yeah, it's not a definition of this. Oh my goodness, they want me to create an account just to read a definition of a chakra. Okay, no, wrong, ain't gonna happen. Okay, so going down and just looking at this, look at the opportunity if you're in the meditation space. So let's just go back into this. So our top one, let's just go look at the top one just to make sure. So our top one, again, doesn't have any of these linked. So there's no further explanation about what any of these are. What an opportunity to do. So now you're saying, okay, so I see you, Don. I understand. I don't have a ton of time to do this. Well, let me describe a couple things. Number one, do this page. And then maybe every day or 2 to 3 times a week, or every Saturday, whatever it is, sit down and create that, what it is, why it's important, how to implement page for one of these, and then just start linking to them from here. So basically, Pali Anatta would become linked to this page on that. And then 3 weeks later, you write something about dukkha. And so you would add that. Okay, you don't have to do it in order. Don't do it in alphabetical order. Do it in order of importance that you think people are searching on it. Okay. That's the first one. Create the whole page first, and then go do individual pages defining it. Second piece, outsource this. Man, get somebody who can do a little bit of writing, who's a fan of yoga, and have them write up each one of them. Okay. Excellent. Then let's do this. Let's just look at this just to see what happens. Hey, if I jump over to ChatGPT and I say, give me a list of 50 terms that should be included in a glossary of meditation-related terms. Not only did it give me a list of terms, it gave me a short description for each one of them. So maybe I just take this and make that first page. And then I go here and I say, okay, now write a page about Bodhisattva. Let's take something I know. So let's take Dhyana. Okay. And you can tell I'm not a yoga meditation expert, and I apologize. I chose something that I don't know how to pronounce all the things. Guru. Okay. So guru. So what is it? Why is it important? How to implement it in your life? And in this case, the implementation might be how to choose the right guru for you in your life. Simply, and you could basically put that model into ChatGPT and have it write 80% of the article, and then you're simply coming in and making corrections, fact checking, writing your own slant on it, whatever that is. Okay. All right. Now let's do this. Let's go back and say, okay, so now, how do we make money from this? Or how do we build our audience with this? Okay, fairly simple. So first thing, how about if you go back into that page and you put a little ad on that page that offers somebody an opt-in incentive, your opt-in incentive on meditation. And so as people start coming to this, because this page is going to do well in the search engines, as people start coming to this, they automatically see that and start opting in to your list. So you can send them more stuff. So eventually you can sell them stuff. First idea is put that little ad on the page. And by the way, let's do this for just a moment. When we looked at this before, we looked through this, and what we found was that almost none of those pages, so back to this glossary of Buddhist terms, there's nothing here to say you should opt in. Oh, down at the bottom, I get to join my mailing list. I suggest you put that right here. And then a third of the way down, you put in a different one. And then another third of the way down, you put a different one. And so maybe you've got an opportunity to take 3 of your different opt-in incentives and advertise all of them on this page. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. So that's the first one, is start putting basically opt-in offers on your glossary page. And by the way, every one of those pages that's linked to from this page can have that also. All right. Next thing, take this glossary along with its child pages and turn that into a PDF and give that away as your opt-in incentive. So one of the things you can give away is, hey, get our glossary of terms for this. You don't want to always have to come to the web page. Here it is as a PDF, and people can just get that. Number 3, put a webinar sign up on that page. So let's say either you're holding a live webinar or you have a recorded webinar that teaches people basic meditation techniques. Put an offer to let people go to that to attend a webinar on this subject. And at the end of that webinar, make them an offer that sells them something. Obviously, you're also going to want to link to some other pages. This is number 4. Link to some other pages on your site. So let's say, for example, you've got this mini course that's always available. Great. Put an ad to that. Remember, you can always advertise on your own site. So you start thinking about this. What ends up happening is you start realizing, number 1, this is going to generate a lot of traffic, get you into the search engines. Number 3, that traffic is probably going to continue on for years because the definition of this term probably isn't going to change. Yet people won't know that term and is going to be looking at it 4 years from now. You could still be getting rankings from the work that you're doing right now. Number 4, it brings in people. So depending on the keyword, some of those words that you're defining here are really basic. That will bring in some newbies into your particular area, which is wonderful because many of them have not bought from other people. But some of these terms are fairly advanced, which will also bring in advanced people in your particular area, putting people who know a lot about it onto your list also. Can you start seeing the gold that exists here and the opportunity that you should be considering here? If you haven't, maybe you should open your mind and start thinking bigger thoughts. So I've shown you what? I've shown you how big it can be. I've shown you how to do it by outsourcing or using ChatGPT. And I've shown you how to build your list and or monetize this. Anything else left? Just number 5 is encouragement. I think you should think about this. I think you should start doing something like this because it could revolutionize your business in a lot of ways. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.